Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Share, subscribe, like this video. Thank you for being here once again. To get on late, I had a lot of stuff I had to get done today and still working. Trying to get things caught up around here. It's just been a lot of work today. Make sure you put your prayer request in the bottom, as usual. We go pray for them each and every day. As soon as I got home, I've been trying to catch up on some of the news and try to catch up on everything else. So much going on over in Europe once again. But today, direct threats against NATO, as Putin has come out and warned Poland if they do anything against Belarus, which we know somebody's going to because it really strikes off a thing over there. So this becomes closer and closer. Now there's direct threats against NATO. So, like I said, once again, more signs of how close we are. This is going to build and build and build until it happens, people. Try to get as many saved and put on the boat as you can, because I think our time is every day. I was talking to Kim Fisher about birth pangs, and I'm telling you, exactly what's going on around the world is what we're seeing. I mean, it's like nothing I've ever seen. And with this thing that's going on in Poland and Russia now and Belarus, this is definitely one of the signs we was watching for and looking for, actually. And now we kind of see how this is going to go, because Russia has threatened to use any means necessary if Poland crosses the border with any brigades. And Poland has been itching for a fight, okay? They've been itching for it. And it's just going to take one little thing to spark it off. And it's just something we need to keep our eyes on, pray for that area, for the people there, that they're saved. It's very important to pray for those people over there, because I think it's going to get really ugly. And it's going to just be a matter of time. And we're in that season, people, as I said. People talk about high watch dates. Boy, I'm telling you right now, every day is one. With all the events going on around the world. And I've been definitely keeping my eye on Europe. And the stuff that's coming out of the UN is pretty much horrifying. They come out with a special agenda today, talking about peace and safety. Peace and safety. Where have we heard that before? Now, you got to remember, they meet in September. Okay? So they meet in September for this peace and safety. Now, remember, Paul told us about this. Peace and safety. Peace and safety. I read through we're going to go in more detail, probably around 10:30 tonight, about this document that the UN's released. It's released like something out of Revelation, which we all know and definitely feel that this is part of this agenda, this great covenant of many. A lot of us are thinking it. We don't know if it is for sure, but boy, it sure sounds like it on paper. Paul, in his writings, talked about a time where all this stuff would build, like it is now, with all the events that we're watching around the earth at this moment. I've had many tell me, well, Chris, this has happened for a long time. It has. There's been a lot of events through time, but nothing like this with the weapons that we have. That's what makes this so unique. And with the Mark of the Beast system trying to come out on top of it. You know, they couldn't do this stuff. The technology was never there until now. Now it's there. Now the chips are done, people. They're created. They've been patented. I've seen the patents. Patents 6666. Look it up yourself. Microsoft has that patent. There's a lot of stuff happening, my brothers and sisters. Jesus warned us, and Paul through his teachings, and then through Timothy, all teaching us about this one moment that is now before our eyes. And we know what that means. It means that we're getting ready to go home. All the signs are there. Okay? Now, I got a glimpse of Monkey show today, Monkey Works. And I had an epiphany. And I want you to stay with me. Now, you guys that don't watch the show, you're not going to get what I'm saying. Now, you guys that do watch Monkey every day, stay with me. And Kim, if you're listening to this, this might have been what your buddy Paul was looking for, because this just came to me. So I'm watching Monkey, and we've been watching these surveys that's taking place in the weirdest times. Surveys survey your house, your property, your rivers, your creeks, your schools, your hospitals. Well, they've been doing a record amount of them now for about 3 months. Over top of your head, and you have no clue. This is every state, people. There's not any states that's been left out. It's happening over Tennessee. It's happening over West Virginia, Kentucky, Florida, New York, Delaware, Vermont, Los Angeles. Right now, as we speak, over North and South Dakota, like I have never seen. They're mapping every inch of the soil upon America. And for months, I just want to know what they're doing. I've asked the Lord many times. I'm like, Lord, I just want to know what they're doing, because I don't feel like it's something very good. I know it's definitely a sign of us leaving. But today, I got an answer out of nowhere. So I'm watching Monkey, and this has never happened before. I've watched him talk about the surveys now for a while. But Monkey said something today, and it hit me. He was talking about the surveys, about the times that these surveys normally happen. Surveys take place in October. Usually that's the month they do them. Why do they do them usually in October? Because there's no leaves on the trees. Okay? Stay with me, my brothers and sisters. It's going to get interesting. Okay, so we know that normally this is when they do these surveys, and they don't do them more than a week. Well, they've been doing them for months. And it's almost like what Monkey says is like they're searching, not really searching, but they're mapping the World War III battleground. Now, this is what's going to get interesting. When he said October, that's normally when they would do it. What came to my mind is they have to get it done before October. Whatever they're doing that they would normally do in October, they got to have this stuff done by October. They didn't have time. That's why they've had to go over it and over and over it with all the leaves on the trees and keep mapping and trying to find more, because they know by October, whatever that they're doing, that's when it happens. And it just made sense to me. Brothers and sisters, we're leaving. Now, we don't know the exact date, but we all know it's pretty soon. We see it. We've learned our Bible, like I tell you, do every 1 or 2 hours a day. Get in there, ask God what you need to go to, and He'll actually take you to it. With all the fires that's burning in Canada, I don't think it's coincidence. I don't think anything that's happening right now is coincidence. This covenant that's going to take place in September, the covenant that they're getting together for BRICS coming next month. FedNow rolled out today, by the way. It's in its infancy, but they're rolling it out. It's only a matter of time before they collect the dollar bills out of your pocket. It's all happening, my brothers and sisters, all over. In every country, in every part of the world, it's all happening. Everything that we was taught and we know is happening right before our eyes. We're very close to going home. We're definitely not going to be here much longer. At all. With the quickness of the events, and how one event from 2 days ago is now 3 times worse than it was. Yeah, we're definitely leaving. I'm watching the patterns. Listen, I wouldn't be on here telling you this if I didn't see that there was a pattern. One thing I've always been good at. I'm not Brother Aaron. He can sneeze scripture even when he's asleep. But I'm good at patterns, and I see patterns. Some people say that I've got this even gift with numbers. I can see numbers and I see patterns. Well, let me tell you something. I see tons of patterns right now, and people's going to laugh. They're going to mock, but let me tell you something. They're going to find out very soon what I'm saying is true. Very soon. Don't be one of these ignorant people. Understand that these events are all happening in clusters. as birth pains. Now we're watching these. Have you noticed that there will be a lot of news come 3 days? Then it slows down. Then it comes back 4 days, and it slows down. Then it comes back four more days, and it slows down. Then it comes 5 days in a row. That's called birth pains. There's patterns to the earthquakes, to the storms, to the things that's coming out of the UN and BRICS and Europe and China. It just keeps growing and growing and growing until finally the rapture happens. This event that we're not sure how it starts, but we know it does. Something affects the whole world at one time. We don't know what it is. We've all seen it. Even kids down to 4 years old have been seeing it. Some people see 2 moons show up at the time that this happens. And I would think that that's probably a pattern in the stars that's represented by that. Bees everywhere. Honeybees everywhere. Honey, you name it. These are all signs leading us to the promised land. And we've got to pay attention to them, because let me tell you something, right now is the most important time in human history. You're living in it. You're living in the most important time in human history. It's happening right now under your feet and over top your head. Once you start to see it, you start to wake up and realize where we are. We're very close. So keep your eyes up on the heavens and listen for that trumpet, because it's coming. Listen to me. It is coming quicker than you could ever believe. Some horrible event is coming. Like I tell you, don't fear it, but it is coming. It is around the bend. And we leave. Now, there's people that don't believe that, but I'm leaving. They can stay here if they want. But it is coming. With everything we're seeing in the news and what's happening, I mean, we're watching the sun, the oceans, you name it, we're watching it. These people don't. They don't even turn on the TV. We're watching every quake movement on this planet. And be honest with you, we've never seen anything like what's happening right now. Ever in the history of man. We've never seen anything like it. All these things happening at one time. And they will say peace and safety. And then the world will go kaboom. That's where we're headed. We see it coming. This thing in Europe is not going to go away. It's only going to explode. People are going hungry. They're talking about cutting out every farm around the world. People are going to starve to death. And these people that do not watch the news, they do not know what's happening, they won't know what hit them until they go to the grocery store, and that's the first time they're going to see it. Can you see what's happening? The food shortage and everything that's coming is going to be on a scale that's straight out of the Bible. Because they're going to stop growing food. They're going to ban it everywhere. They're already doing it as we speak. Countries are signing on to do away with farming. No more meats, no more chickens, no more of any of it. People are going to starve to death. That's what's coming. A lot of people don't believe that because they don't know the news. They don't watch it. As we speak, many meat factories, chicken factories, everything is being shut down as we speak. Farmers are being banned in some of the biggest crop yielding places around the world. They've already been shut down. Many farms are being burnt and tell them to burn their crops. While these people are at McDonald's enjoying their day like nothing's happening, they have no clue what's happening under their feet. And you'll never convince them because they don't want to believe until it's too late. But these events, as I'm speaking, are not made up. They're not fairy tales. They're actually happening as we speak. And the world has no clue because they trust in CNN and many of these media outsources that are literally keeping them from the information, and they'll never know it until it happens. But we know it. We see it. That's why you come here. We put the information out to you. The rest of it is up to you. We're not going to hold your hand, take you here, take you there to see it. You got to do some stuff on your own. If we can do it, you can do it. That's why everybody wants you to do this, do that. You're going to have to learn to do things. Okay? Not you, God's sheep. There's a lot of people on here that they want you to do everything. And let me tell you something. Sometimes God will give you the will to do it yourself. And that's what I've done. I've just decided to get on here and warn people because I see what's coming. And it's not very good for the world and the lost. That's why I said we got to pray for the lost and get them on the ark while we can. Because let me tell you something. These people are so asleep. The first sign of this horrible event, they're not going to know what to do. And you're going to say, Chris, why is this important? We're going to leave here very soon, okay? We need to leave breadcrumbs for these people because they absolutely have no clue what is going on. And they're going to lie to them. There's a major disclosure event going on next week in Washington. All made up, all fake, but it's just to sell them the idea. It's brainwashing is what it is. The guys that's going in and say, okay, we're whistleblowers, it's crap. It's deception. But the world's going to buy it. And they're going to sell it. And people are going to buy it. They know the rapture's soon, people. And they're going to sell this alien stuff just like we all said they would. They're going to sell it. They're not going to tell the world that Jesus came and got his people. They're not going to do that. They'll never say it. They'll never do it. They're going to lie. And they're going to lie and lie and lie just like they're doing now. They lie about everything that comes out of both parties' mouths are lies. Everywhere. I don't think anybody on this planet can tell the truth anymore, to be honest with you. That's why I always say multiple parties, because I think the whole world's become so corrupt. Lucifer's got his hands in every pocket and every government around the world. And it's his time. It's about his time is running out. And he knows he don't have much more time, so he's setting up everything at bullet speed. That's why you see all this stuff happening so quick, because he's getting everything set up for the 7-year tribulation. Because that's his time period, people. This is when he runs out of time. And his believers. They're on limited time. So is the little gray aliens and everything else. Their time is coming to an end. And they know it. They're preparing for the last battle of Armageddon, where they're going to get their hind ends kicked. But that's what they're preparing for. That's why you see all these things happening around the world. What we're seeing out there is not a country versus country. I keep repeating it. You're seeing a war for the end times. This is Lucifer against God. This is it. That's what's happening outside that window there. Most people can't see it, and they don't want to see it. But God's sheep sees it. But that's what's truly going on out there. Once you realize the truth and you know the truth, your eyes open. And you know how close we are. My job is just to kind of steady the ship. I will be your captain on this trip. And to keep you guys aware of how close we are to getting out of here. So everybody sit back and enjoy your trip, because we're about to get out of here. Nobody ever convinced me otherwise, because I see the signs. And all the prophecies I have studied, I'm telling you, I've never seen it all come off the Bible just like it is now. Never seen it. We're talking about record heat on this planet that this planet has never seen. Okay? We've got people flying junk over top of our head, throwing it in the clouds, making everybody sick. Cindy was talking about that earlier, about other people even in her area. She's in Kansas. With their stomachs having issues. People, there's something going on. Now, I don't truly know it all, but I'm working on it. But there's something going on. With the smoke, with all of it, none of it adds up. There's a lot going on, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist either. Never have been. But the one thing I have learned since I started studying it is that when they say conspiracy, it's usually the truth. And Kim laugh about that often when she's not making me out of a Ronald McDonald picture. God help me with Kim. But literally, that's where we are. You know what? I love each and every one of you, but I'll be glad when we're off this planet and we don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to sit and worry about everybody's safety around the world, all my brothers and sisters in every corner of this planet, and the animals and everything else. I'll be glad when we can all just relax and sit under a cocoa or a banana tree up in heaven. It's going to be a much better time. Maybe we'll all be laughing about this a billion years from now, sitting under a tree, each and every one of us. I hope so. I know one thing, I won't miss it until Jesus is in control. Because only through then I will even want to be here. But it's got to be Jesus. I don't want no politician. I don't want no man. I want Jesus. He's the only one that put in control I trust. That's it. If you're lost out there, listen to me. Your time is almost up. Jesus is the way. He died for your past, present, future sins. All about the blood. He rose on the third day. Believe, have faith. Faith. It's the grace period. Have faith. Don't go backwards, go forward. Everybody sins, people. Everybody messes up. You're not going to lose your salvation. We do our best. Paul fought with it all the way up until he died, okay? We're not perfect. The thing is that Jesus died for all of our sins. All of them. It was finished. Now it's just believing. That's the word of God, people. Anybody tells you any different, it's a lie. Listen, we all mess up. We just do our best and try to get out of here. And what Jesus would say, endure to the end. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to endure till Jesus opens that door up there and we get out of here. We're close. Okay? So, like I said, I'm on here each day and night. Sorry I got on here later than I usually do. I'm trying to get some stuff done. I really need to cut grass, but it's still soaking wet, and I know that it's supposed to rain for the next couple of days, but people, I know it's been a rough ride, many days, high rapture dates, come and go. But I'm here to tell you, I believe these won't come and pass us, what's coming. I believe we are in the last days, or as I would say, in the last minutes of earth. At least in this period. I think you believe me. And I think you feel what I feel. And I've been with God a long time and I've never felt this. 20-some years now, been with the Lord. Now I gotta admit, I was dumb for many of those. I know more now than I ever have. Thank you, Jesus, for showing me these things. But literally, we are in the last minutes. They're here. So I'm looking forward to seeing my mother and my family. I'm leaving. These other people, they want to stay down here and fight through this tribulation. That's up to them. But I'm going home. And you are too. I love each and every one of you. We'll be back on, talk more about the UN and some other events going on in more detail. Probably around 10:30, okay? I love you guys. Never forget that. You're never alone. This channel was created for you. You're my family. You always will be. I don't care if you hate my guts. You're still my family. If I don't see or hear from you again, I'll see you in heaven.